morning class 9. Welcome to your English class again. And beta, today we are going to start our second prescribed book, that is Movement. It is supplementary reader. It is meant for extensive reading. The book is designed to develop our love for reading, right? And we will have a very rich experience of reading through the stories of mystery, adventure, courage, wit and humor that has been added in this book, right? If I'll talk about the weightage that has been given to this book in your question paper, then 12 marks question will be there in your paper from this particular book, right? Two types of questions will be there. 3 short question, out of which you are supposed to do 2, each of 2 marks. It means 4 mark short questions will be there, and that will be there to check your local or global comprehension, your understanding about the stories that you are going to cover in this book, right? And then there will be again 2 long questions will be there, from which you are supposed to do 1, that will be of 8 marks. And the long questions can be asked to interpret the theme, plot or title, or even the assumption questions can be added, as you are supposed to assume what would happen after that, right? And to check your imagination or creativity, or even you can be asked to describe any character that you are going to read in these stories, right? I hope the purpose of this book will be solved and we will able to develop our love for reading, right? Now let's start with our topic. The very first chapter we are going to cover today, and the name of the chapter is The Lost Child. As the title itself is giving a hint that this story is about a child जो गुम हो गया है. अब वो कहाँ गुम हो गया, कैसे गुम हो गया, that we are going to read in the story. Before reading the chapter, we will learn something about the writer. This particular story is written by Mulk Raz Anand, an Indian writer in English. We can say a prominent Indian writer in English, or we can even call him the pioneer of Indian writing in English. If I'll talk about his early life, he was born on December 12, 1905 at Peshawar, which is now in Pakistan. Then he has completed his schooling from Amritsar. Then he went to England, where he has completed his graduation, and later even he has received a degree of PhD of philosophy from Cambridge University. This writer is very well known for his very realistic or sympathetic portrayal of the poor in India, right? So if I'll say his notable work, if I'll say that the writer actually received the recognition from his novel Untouchable, that was published in 1935, which is based, or which is actually describing the caste system or poverty of the traditional India. It is followed by another novel, The Coolie, which was published in 1936. Sorry. He has written many novels or short stories or even critical essays, Two Leaves and a Bird, The Sword and Sickle. And for this wonderful work during his career, he has received many awards. He has received International Peace Award in 1953. Then the highest civilian award he has received in 1968, that is Padma Bhushan Award, and even he has received Sahitya Academy Award in 1971. This writer died on 28 September 2004 at the age of 98 at Pune in Mumbai. अगर मैं बात करूँ तो there is understanding, we can observe his understanding or concern about the child psychology in his work. ठीक है, चाहे हम कुली की बात करें, जहाँ इस राइटर ने, और ये आपका सजेस्टिव रीडिंग में भी दे रखा है, जैसे मैंने बताया कि दिस बुक इज़ मेंट फॉर प्रमोटिंग आवर लव फॉर रीडिंग. तो यहाँ हर चैप्टर के बाद आपको कुछ सजेस्टिव रीडिंग मटेरियल मिल रहा है, विच इज़ एक्चुअली हैविंग द सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ थीम. तो यहाँ इस चैप्टर के एंड में भी आपको सजेस्टिव रीडिंग में भी कुली मिल रहा है, क्योंकि ये दोनों ही नॉवेल्स जो हैं, ये स्टोरी और ये नॉवल बोथ आर बेस्ड ऑन द चाइल्ड साइकोलॉजी. यहाँ पर वो एक चाइल्ड लेबर मुन्नू को डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है, जो बड़ी पॉवर्टी में स्ट्रगल करते हुए जीते हुए ओनली एट द एज ऑफ 15 दिस मेन कैरेक्टर मुन्नू डाइड. और अगर हम यहाँ lost child की बात करें तो even this is about a child who got separated from his parents when he went to a fair. ठीक है, अब हम पढ़ेंगे स्टोरी. Start reading this chapter, The Lost Child. First we will read the introduction and I will say if you are having books then keep your books open while I am reading and explaining this chapter. A child goes to a fair with his parents. He is happy and excited and wants the sweets and toys displayed there. But his parents don't buy them for him. Why then does he refuse when someone else offers them to him? As I have already told you, this is story of a small child who gets lost in a fair. He has gone with his parents to the fair but loses them when he gets involved in looking at a swing. आपको पता है बच्चों को swings बहुत अट्रैक्ट करते हैं. ये बच्चा भी एक swing, एक पर्टिकुलर राउंड अबाउट swing से अट्रैक्ट हो गया. ये उसे देखने लगा और इसने अपने पेरेंट्स को मिस कर दिया. Before losing them, he has been demanding different things like sweets, balloons, flowers, swings, जो भी इसे दिख रहा था. Once he loses them, he is picked up by a stranger. The stranger tries to calm him down by offering all the things which he has been demanding from his parents. But the child does not want them anymore. He wants his parents first. So particularly this story highlights the bond of love and affection that the child shares with his parents. Now we will read the story in detail. Festival of spring, from the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. One little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. So, wintry shade means full of winter shades. Narrow lanes जो तंग गलियां हैं वो winter shade से full थी, means सर्दी का मौसम था. And people were सिटिंग इन देयर हाउसेज ओनली ड्यूरिंग द विंटर. लोग जो है ज़्यादातर अपने घरों में ही रहते हैं विंटर सीजन में. बट नाउ द राइटर इज टेलिंग इट वॉज द फेस्टिवल ऑफ स्प्रिंग. नाउ द वेदर हैज़ चेंज्ड. इट इज़ स्प्रिंग सीजन एंड द स्प्रिंग इज़ द टाइम ऑफ फेस्टिवल एट फेयर्स. सो फ्रॉम दोज विंट्री शेड्स ऑफ नैरो लेन्स, वो जो विंट्री शेड्स से फुल नैरो गलियाँ हैं वहाँ से अमर्ज्ड, came out a gaily clad humanity. Gaily means happily, clad means clothed. A happily clad in a very colorful attired people जो हैं they dressed up in colorful attire and they came out from their houses to enjoy the festival of spring now. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. One little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. Brimming over होता है to be full of something. So the author is telling that they are using different modes for traveling. Some are on foot, some rode on horses, whether others are being carried by bamboos and bullock carts. Now the author is telling that a little child was accompanied by his parents. He ran excitedly and he was full of life, excitement and laughter because he was moving on the way. He was on his way to the fair. So he was getting attracted with one or the other thing which he could see around him on the way. तो इसलिए क्योंकि उसकी attraction कहीं और है, so he often banged into his father's legs. Welcome called his parent as he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. Lagged behind means was left behind, पीछे छूट जाना. Fascinated by, attracted to, and lined the way means were set up along the way. एक लाइन में वे रास्ते में जो दुकानें एक लाइन में सेटअप हुई थी. ठीक है, तो द चाइल्ड वॉज अट्रैक्टेड टू द टॉयज विच वर डिस्प्लेड एट द वेरियस स्टॉल्स. एज ही वुड बी लेफ्ट बिहाइंड, हिज पेरेंट्स वुड कॉल हिम टू कम एंड ज्वाइन दैम. ही हरिड टूवर्ड्स हिज पेरेंट, हिज फीट ओबीडियंट टू देयर कॉल, हिज आई स्टिल लिंगरिंग ऑन द रिसेडिंग टॉयज. लिंगरिंग होता है लास्टिंग फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम, किसी एक चीज़ को लंबे टाइम तक देखते रहना. तो ही हालांकि बच्चा he is very much fascinated or attracted towards the toys, but he at the same time he was an obedient child and would walk towards his parents on being called by them. But his eyes would keep on looking at the toys that he wanted. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him, and when he reached towards his to the parents, जहाँ वो रुके हुए हैं उसका वेट करने के लिए, he could not suppress his desire of his heart. He could not control his desire, even though he well knew the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. Cold means emotionless. Even though he is very well aware about the reaction of his parents, he is very well aware that they will give him a tough look of refusal. Still, he could not control his desire and he pleaded, I want that toy, that he wanted that toy. His father looked at him red-eyed in his familiar Terence way. Terence means a cruel and oppressive ruler. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender and giving him her finger to hold, said, Look, child, what is before you. Melted means became tender and loving. Now, his father eyes grew red with anger when he demanded for the toy. He looked at the child just like a cruel ruler who was trying to oppress or suppress the demand. And his mother, because it was a day of cheerful mood, so she became emotional due to that mood, and lovingly she gave her finger to the child to hold and guided him to a place. She just tried to distract him from the toys, and she asked him to see what was in front of him. It was a flowering mustard field, pale like melting gold as it swept across miles and miles of even land. Pale होता है dull और colorless. A group of dragonflies were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings. Gaudy means extremely bright and showy. Intercepting the flight of a lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. The child followed them in the air with his gaze till one of them would still its wings and rest, and he would try to catch it. But it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air when he had almost caught it in his hands. Then his mother gave a cautionary call. Come, child, come on to the footpath. There was a vast field full of bright yellow-colored mustard flowers. They seemed like flowing stream of gold and were widespread. अब सामने जो है एक मस्टर्ड फ्लावर्स का बहुत बड़ा फैला हुआ एक फील्ड है जिसके लिए वो अट्रैक्ट कर रही है बच्चे को. A group of dragonflies, black bees, butterflies buzzed around, sucking the nectar from the flowers. The child looked at them as they flew around. और जब वो उसमें से कुछ अपने विंग्स को स्टिल करके बैठती हैं, they are at the resting position, the child tried to catch them. But जैसे ही वो उनको almost he was about to catch them in his hand, they would go fluttering and flapping. Then the mother will give a warning call again, and she would ask him to join them on the footpath. Towards his parents gaily, gaily means happily, and walked abreast of them for a while, being however soon left behind, attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Abreast means side by side and facing the same way, and teeming out means to pour or empty out or coming out. The child ran towards his parents happily when they have called him to join them on the footpath, and he will start walking by their sides on the footpath facing the same direction in which his parents were moving. But however, he would be soon left behind as he stopped to see the insects who were coming out of the soil. Come, child, come, his parents called from the shade of a grove where they had seated themselves on the edge of a well. Grove means a small wood or group of trees. So, he again been called by his parents. They sat next to a well under the shady trees. He ran towards them. The child would ran again and joined his parents. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove, and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hand. But lo, he heard the cooing of doves and ran towards his parents, shouting, The dove, the dove! The raining petal dropped from his forgotten hands. But as the child entered the shady area to join his parents, he was welcomed by a shower of flowers, and again he forgot about his parents and he started collecting the petals that had fallen. Just then he heard the cooing of doves and was excited to see them. He started chasing the birds, and in this process the petal fell from his hand. This shows that the child got attracted towards the next thing. As he attracted towards the next thing, he forget what he had been doing earlier. Actually, here we can see that the child character has been described by the writer very beautifully. अभी तक हमने पढ़ा that the child is innocent and happy by nature. He walks joyfully to the fair and plays with everything that comes his way, including insects or worms. At the same time, we are learning that he is an obedient child and he follows his parents' instruction. He is cheerful and he does not show any kind of disobedience while being called by his parents. So now we will read the next portion. Come, child, come, they called to the child who had now gone, running in the wild capers round the banyan tree, and gathering him up, they took the narrow winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard field. Capers means a playful skipping movement. The parents called the child who was running and playing around a banyan tree, and they lifted him and walked down a narrow twisting lane through which they crossed the mustard field and reached the fair. Now what we are observing, that the child moved forward, but once again he lagged behind because his eyes were caught by one thing or the other every now and then. So as they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. A sweetmeat seller hawked gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi at the corner of the entrance, and a crowd pressed round his counter at the foot of an architecture of many colored sweets decorated with leaves of silver and gold. The child stared open-eyed and his mouth watered for the barfi that was his favorite sweet. I want that barfi, he slowly murmured, but he half knew as he begged that his plea would not be heeded because his parents would say he was greedy. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. Throngs means a huge crowd and converging means gathering. As they were about to reach the fair, the child saw a huge crowd of people walking from all directions towards the fair. He saw a huge crowd on the footpaths. The dense crowd scared him, and he stepped back for a while, but the next moment he got attracted to the crowd of humanity again. And at the entrance, when he just entered in the fair, he saw a sweet meat seller who had set up a shop, and he was selling various sweets like gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi and jalebi. And the sweets were displayed at different heights and they were covered with foils of gold and silver. Now the boy's mouth watered when he sighted his favorite sweet, that was the barfi, and he murmured. He demanded it in a very low voice. He demanded for the barfi. Because why in a low voice? Because he knew that his request would not be paid attention. He did paid attention, and he would be refused by his parents, and they would say that he was greedy for the barfi. And as he did not expect that his demand would be fulfilled, so he walked further. Seller hawked a garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. He went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped and half murmured, I want that garland. But the well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say that they were cheap. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. Now the next stall was that of a flower seller, and the flower seller announced that he was selling garlands of gulmohar flowers, and the child wanted one of those. He walked towards the basket of flowers, and again He announced his desire in a very low voice because he knew that his demand would not be fulfilled. They would refuse to buy him the flowers as they would say that they were cheap. Again, the boy walked ahead without expecting a reply from his parents. Stood holding a pole with yellow, red, green, and purple balloons flying from it. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of their silken colors, and he was filled with an overwhelming desire to possess them all. But he well knew his parents would never buy him the balloons because they would say he was too old to play with such toys. So he walked on further. Overwhelming means a very strong emotion. So the next thing that the child came across was a balloon seller, and the balloon seller was selling balloons of different colors. So definitely any child would attract to the balloons. So the boy was also attracted towards the shiny colors of the balloon, and he wanted to have them all. But he was very well aware that his parents would not buy the balloons for him, and they would give the reason that he was too old to play with them. So the child walked further. A snake charmer stood playing a flute to a snake which coiled itself in a basket, its head raised in a graceful bend like the neck of a swan, while the music stole into its invisible ears like the gentle rippling of an invisible waterfall. The child went towards the snake charmer, but knowing his parents had forbidden him to hear such coarse music as the snake charmer played, he proceeded further. There was a roundabout in full swing. Men, women, and children, carried away in a whirling motion, shrieked and cried with dizzy laughter. The child watched them intently, and then he made a bold request. I want to go on the roundabout, please, father and mother. Now, forbidden means not allowed, and coarse means unpleasant. So then he posed at a snake charmer who was playing a flute, and the snake was twisting its neck to the music. Now the snake had coiled itself in the basket, and it raised its head, and it is sitting gracefully like a swan. It seemed as if the music of the flute could be heard by the snake. Why the author is telling invisible ears? Because the snake is not having ears, so as it is reacting to the music of the flute, so we can feel that as if the music could be heard by its invisible ears, and like the gentle rippling of an invisible waterfall. Again, the waterfall is invisible because it is just an imagination, and it is creating the effect of a waterfall on it, as it is moving its neck in the similar way, the way the snake charmer is moving its flute. The boy walked towards the snake charmer, but as his parents had warned him to remain away from such unpleasant music played by such men, so he walked further. There was a roundabout in full swing, और अब वो एक स्विंग के पास आ गया है, जहाँ वो देख पा रहा है कि all the men, women, children, they were enjoying the ride. And the boy watched the people on the roundabout, and then with a lot of courage he expressed his desire to go on the roundabout. We have learnt another personality trait of that child, that is cheerful and does not throw tantrum when they refuse to buy, when his parents refuse to buy anything to him. In fact, he is very intelligent, because half of the time he does not wait even for the refusal, because he already knows the reason behind it. So as we are reading, we are coming to know the personality trait of this child also. Now let's read the next portion. There was no reply. He turned to look at his parents. They were not there ahead of him. He turned to look on either sides. There was no sign of them. Now when he didn't find any reply from his parents, he turned towards them. He saw that they were nowhere around. He looked around behind, but his parents were nowhere to be seen. So a full deep cry rose within his dry throat, and with a sudden jerk of his body, he ran from where he stood, crying in real fear. Mother, father, tears rolled down from his eyes, hot and fires his flushed face. was convulsed with fear, panic stricken. He ran to one side first, then to the other, hither and thither in all directions, knowing not where to go. Mother, father, he wailed. His yellow turban came untied and his clothes became muddy. Now, hither thither means here and there. Now the child cried loudly. He moved his body, he jerked his body and ran here and there calling out for his parents. He was full of fear and tears started rolling down from his cheeks. As he wailed and ran around, his turban became untied and his clothes became untidy or muddy or dirty. Having run to and fro in a race of running for a while, he stood defeated. His cries suppressed into sobs. Sob होता है सिसकियाँ लेना. At little distances on the green grass, he could see through his filmy eyes men and women talking. He tried to look intently among the patches of bright yellow clothes, but there was no sign of his father and mother among these people who seemed to laugh and talk just for the sake of laughing and talking. Intently means carefully. After some time he gave up. The loud cries turned into mild sobs. He saw some people standing and talking and tried to find if his parents were among them. The laughter and talking of the people were meaningless for the child. He was simply searching for his parents. He ran quickly again, this time to a shrine to which people seemed to be crowding. Every little inch of space here was congested with men, but he ran through people's legs, his little sob lingering. Mother, father. Near the entrance to the temple, however, the crowd became very thick. Men jostled each other, heavy men with flashing murderous eyes and hefty shoulders. The poor child struggled to thrust a way between their feet, but knocked to and fro by their brutal movement, he might have been trampled underfoot had he not shrieked at the highest pitch of his voice, "Father, mother." A man in the surging crowd heard his cry and, stooping with great difficulty, lifted him up in his arms. Congested means full of. Hefty means large and heavy. Thrust, push. Knocked means hit. Brutal means harsh or rough. Trampled means crushed. And surging here means powerful. So the boy ran towards a temple which was crowded with people. He ran through the legs of men, calling out, searching out for his parents. The crowd was pushing each other as he neared at the entrance of the temple. The boy got scared as the huge, strong man stared people with their murderous eyes and pushed them with their strong and big shoulders. So he got scared. The little child got scared. The boy could have been crushed under the feet of these strong men if his cry would have not been heard by a man in the crowd, and he would not been lifted the child. So a stranger has lifted him up, and now he is inquiring about his identity. "How did you get here, child? Whose baby are you?" the man asked as he steered clear of the mass. The child wept more bitterly than ever now and only cried, "I want my mother, I want my father." As the man got the child out of the crowd, he asked him how he had reached there and what were his parents' names. But the boy, in spite of giving any reply, he cried even more loudly and repeated that he wanted to go to his parents. The man tried to soothe him. Soothe means to relax or comfort him. By taking him to the roundabout, "Will you have a ride on the horse?" he gently asked as he approached the ring. The child's throat tore into 1,000 sobs and he only shouted, "I want my mother, I want my father." The man tried to relax the child by taking him to the roundabout swing. He offered him a ride, but the child screamed, wept more loudly, and he said he wanted his parents. Here we find that the child is deeply attached to both his parents, and a realization about having got separated from them scared him, right? So another personality trait we came to know that he was deeply attached with his parents. Now we will read the next portion. The man headed toward the place where the snake charmer still played on the flute to the swaying cobra. Listen to that nice music, child, he pleaded. But the child shut his ears with his fingers and shouted his doubled pitch strain, I want my mother, I want my father. The man took him near the balloons, thinking the bright colors of balloons would distract the child's attention and quieten him. Would you like a rainbow colored balloons? He persuasively asked. The child turned his eyes from the flying balloons and just sobbed, I want my mother, I want my father. Now the man started walking back to the same route which the child had taken. जिस रास्ते से जैसे जैसे वो एक एक स्टॉल को पास करते हुए आगे बढ़ रहा था, ऑल द थिंग्स विच ही वांटेड टू हिज पेरेंट्स टू बाय फॉर हिम, अब वो मैन जो है उसे उसी रास्ते पर वापस लेकर जा रहा है. वन बाय वन स्टॉल्स वो उसे दिखा रहा है एंड ही इज़ ऑफरिंग द सेम थिंग्स टू बाय फॉर हिम. अब वो उसी रास्ते पे उसे वापस लेकर जा रहा है उसी रूट पर. एंड ही टुक द चाइल्ड, फर्स्ट ही टुक हिम टू द snake, first he took him to the roundabout swing and now he took him to the snake charmer. He asked him to listen to the nice music being played by that snake charmer, but this time the child shut his ears with his fingers and he screamed loudly, he wailed loudly that he wanted his parents back. The man took the child, then he took him to the balloon seller and hoping that he might get happy by seeing them, he offered a balloon to the child, but he turned away and wept loudly that he wanted his parents. The man, still trying to make the child happy, bore him to the gate where the flower seller sat. Look, can you smell those nice flowers, child? Would you like a garland to put around your neck? Bore means carried. So the man tried to make the child happy and took him to the flower seller. He asked him to smell the fragrance of the flowers and he asked him to offer him a garland. The child turned his nose away from the basket and retreated his sob, I want my mother, I want my father. लेकिन बच्चे ने अपनी रिफ्यूज़ कर दिया उन फ्लावर्स को स्मेल करने के लिए एंड ही रिपीटेड हिज sob, he started crying again and he demanded for his parents again. Now what we are observing that all those things which he wanted, which he liked, for which he got attracted towards when he was in the company of his parents, now he didn't want anything from them because now his priority was to get his parents. Thinking to humor his disconsolate charge by a gift of sweets, the man took him to the counter of the sweet shop. What sweets would you like, child? He asked. The child turned his face from the sweet shop and only sobbed, I want my mother, I want my father. Disconsolate होता है very unhappy or unable to comfort. और charge means a person or thing entrusted to the care of someone. Finally, the stranger took him to the sweetmeat seller and offered to buy sweets for him, but in spite of demanding for his favorite burfi this time, the child again refused to take anything. He didn't want his favorite sweet at that time. He just wanted his parents. So as I have told you that this story is about the child psychology, तो हमें यहाँ पर बड़े अच्छे से उस बच्चे की साइकोलॉजी समझ आ रही है कि जिसे एक वक्त पर हर छोटी बड़ी चीज़ अपनी तरफ अट्रैक्ट कर रही है, जो हर छोटी बड़ी चीज़ को पोजेस करना चाहता है इन द कंपनी ऑफ हिज पेरेंट्स. व्हेन ही इज़ इन कंपनी ऑफ हिज पेरेंट्स, अभी उसको कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. ही जस्ट वॉन्ट टू गेट रीयूनाइटेड विद हिज पेरेंट्स, राइट. सो दिस इज़ एब्सोल्युटली अबाउट द बॉन्ड एंड अफेक्शन विच अ चाइल्ड or a secure feeling which a child share with his parents. So this was our story. Now some textual questions are given at the end of the chapter. I will share the answers in the PDF form. You have to copy them in the same reader notebook in which you are doing the beehive work, right? With the chapter name just mention in the bracket the book name, Movement. There is some suggested reading as well. The Kuli, as I have already introduced this at the beginning of my lesson, by Mulk Rajanand. And one more suggestive reading is there, that is काबुलीवाला by रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर. काबुलीवाला मुझे पता है आप में से बहुत सारे बच्चों ने ऑलरेडी पढ़ी होगी. ये भी एक चाइल्ड साइकोलॉजी, ये भी बॉन्ड ऑफ लव और अफेक्शन की स्टोरी है. सेम थीम बेस्ड स्टोरी है, जहाँ वो काबुलीवाला मिन्नी के साथ एक अपना अफेक्शनेट रिलेशन जो है शेयर करता है. So this was your chapter. I hope you understood. We will meet in the next class. Bye.